Chief, are you able to tell us the cause or the origin of this fire and dollar damage estimates at this point?
Right now, it's under investigation. I actually brought Keith off scene to come here and be with us today. He'll continue to work on it. Once we have a report, we'll release that information.
Do you know the names of the deceased yet? Can you release those?
I do not, we can't release them right now.
Will you confirm their ages and genders?
I cannot do that. Sorry.
Have you accounted for everybody?
Everyone's been accounted for. There's one person that is missing. When I say that, they're not in the building. We've accounted that there's no one left in the building.
So the initial responding officers found, obviously saw the active fire. They opened the door to the lower part of the unit. It has common hallways. And as they're doing so, there were people that were on their knees and trying to get through it was described as being a smoke-filled hallway. And this officer was escorting these people out while those other officers held the door. Subsequently responding officers, there is a second floor to this building. And I imagine that's where much of the flame and smoke activity was. And they used their flashlights to then mark essentially where other residents were they're at the windows, so that responding fire engines could put their ladders up and evacuate those individuals.
Wow. And tell us about the smoke that the police officers encountered. I mean, did it completely go right down to the ground? You said people were on the ground?
Yeah, so it was described to
How much
me
of
as
a
being
gap?
very heavy, but I believe it was lighter towards the ground as the smoke, the density of the smoke tends to be higher rather than low, just like they teach you when you're in school, to crawl through a fire. So it was described as very dense. The initial officer who went through the door probably consumed the brunt of it, and he was transported to, I believe it was freighted for local hospital for the smoke inhalation by officers as the med units were tied up.
Who are the displaced residents?
The displaced residents were placed by the Red Cross, and I can't tell you exactly where they placed them.
Chief, Chief, how's the officer doing now?
He's doing fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll recover. He's not, he's off today, and I'm sure he'll return in the next couple of days.
But not in the hospital?
He was not hospitalized. He's treated and released.
What is city ordinance stating right now? If apartments like that would be built?
If they were built today, they would require sprinklers per state statute. When the building was built, it was built to the code of the day, which does not require sprinklers for units like that. It did have a alarm system that was a local system, locally monitored, and it was tested.
This time of year is always taxing to any fire department, especially in the Midwest like we are, cold. Weather definitely played a hand in the model market fire. In this fire, although it was warmer, it still wasn't comfortable. And in this one, we had more people involved.
Chief, speaking of the model market fire, do you have any updates on the identification of
We don't have
the
any
remains?
updates.